The Nkwanta South tribal conflict did not only affect education, health, and financial services delivery, but also affecting mobile telephony service delivery. MTN Ghana argues that its engineers stationed in the municipality cannot attend to service disruptions during curfew hours, or even return to base after attending to service disruptions outside of the municipality. George Onakpa is the network operational engineer for Volta OT and Eastern regions. He made the remarks during engagement with the media in the OT region.
Nkwanta Conflict is really disturbing operations in terms of MTTR, the mean time to restore network failures. Most of the engineers are residing in Nkwanta, being the central point to maybe Yendi, to Pasa, and then that to maybe to Jasika and KJB, and then to Dambai ISF. So that's where we centralize most of our engineers. And whenever there's an outage after 5 or 6, they can't go. They have to wait for the next morning before they can attend to those faults. Some, when they come to resolve faults, they are not, maybe when the time of the curfew time hit, they have to wait for the next morning before they can move to. Typical example is what happened last week. We had a fiber cut at Katanga, which, in fact, if indeed there's no curfew, the engineers can be on site at that time. But it took the whole night for the engineers to move from Nkwanta around 6 o'clock to get to the site 2 hours. So an incident that can be resolved within the next 2-3 hours took about 8-9 hours, all because of the conflict. So indeed, it's really impacting our operations as a company.
George.
Our third party, that's the Tawako, which we hardly have full control over. But then we've engaged them, we've had several meetings, and now there's been some improvement, as your colleague there can attest to, for the past 2 weeks.
He is, however, assuring clients of service improvements in the coming days, as some of its engineers would be stationed rather across the region to attend to service disruptions. Peter Senu for Joy News.